Well, hello there, Apple Bites. Yes, we're having technical difficulties, but we're still fixing things and we're moving along. That's just the way it works. Well, hello there. This is Written Writ Ralph here, talking to you straight from our show here, The Written Writ, a show where you and I and you take a journey together to become better writers. Or, like we like to do here, be geeky and be creative and show you things that you want to take a bite out of because we are the Bitten Apple. And of course, it's not a show until the shadow shows up because then we have 6 more months of Christmas. No, that's not what it is.
Hoping summer comes soon, and I could use some sunlight. You know,
And here's my
things,
shadow
the world
rabbit.
is better. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, what's that?
It's fine.
Yeah,
Slime?
she's just sliming it up over here.
Awesome.
It's purple.
I'm
I got earth slime,
I'm pretty jealous. That looks like fun.
phoenix slime, unicorn slime, and it's like always wet.
Oh, dude.
Blue topaz, and it actually had gems in there.
Oh, that's pretty. Nice.
This is from the this is from the emerald one, but it's not green, sadly.
Super
All right.
pretty.
I don't get why it's emerald if it's not green. All right. So, now that our daughter, or my daughter, it's our daughter because we share her here.
She is a member of this collective community family of comic and nerd weirdos.
All
And we
geekery.
welcome her.
Exactly.
Open arms.
So now that we're roaming along
Hey.
here, it's
Oh,
Roaming
man.
Tony.
How's it going?
Going
So-
good, man.
We were at WinterCon and I was introducing Roaming Tony, and somebody was like, "How do you spell roaming?"
Say no, my name's Anthony.
Yeah, it's an Italian name. It's oh man.
Oh man.
I
So,
heard you snuck in after losing all your passes or something.
Yeah, I lost my press pass. So. But I've been going to these conventions as undercover, undercover press anyway. So if
It kind of makes sense that
Yeah.
he did because he's usually undercover. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
But I like that
Right,
though.
it's
Like people don't know I'm writing everything down, so they just curse at me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get you. These interns. I try to be nice. So I'm wearing green because of St. Patrick's Day. I don't know Fing Fang Foom shirt.
Asian.
Hey, that works. That works.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
shit.
don't know if we're gonna,
Patty's Day.
yeah. I don't know if we're gonna record late or not, but just in case,
It's,
I'm
big.
get it out.
Look, he's ready for
Oh.
tonight. If we actually go on 11:30
I'm
tonight.
a Pac-Man or bottle opener, so let's do it.
That's right. At midnight, St. Patty comes down the chimbley stumbling and
Yeah.
gives everyone Guinness.
Exactly, man. That's
Exactly.
why we love St. Patrick's Day. Son of
Get
Saint
the
goes
millions.
wasabi. Hey yo, and wherever he shall roam, because it's Roman
Wow.
Tony.
Son of a Saint's got a show coming up. I forget when, but he is making some awesome cards. And
Oh yeah, no, it's on the
He's-
28th.
he's the man.
Yeah, the 28th. Yeah, he's on the 28th. I'm trying to see if he shows up for the 23rd so he can talk a little bit about it, as a co-host, and because those cards are beautiful.
28th, 23rd. I don't know what year it is. Yeah.
Well, the 23rd. Oh, there you go. We both got it wrong. It's the 26th.
We're rounding up. No, but we had a good spread there. We covered
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in that area, that nice little area. He says he barely knows what his name is, so he's right in there with us.
Nah, but a rose by
20
the other.
26 is a Wednesday, right?
No, 23rd is the Wednesday. 26th is
23rd
the
is
Friday.
Wednesday. Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody's
now that
tired.
we've covered our
Yeah.
awareness. Yeah, and this isn't even our normal hour.
I know this is the early show.
The sun's still almost up.
Dude, we
I
should be
know.
way more awake, way more like
Right.
ready to rock. Somebody who's not the intern should be like on time or
Wow, hey, that's here.
What?
something.
Sorry, you left me in the green room for so long. I started listening to music.
Oh yeah. Stop making believe that you were there.
Listen,
Hey,
all I'm gonna say, there was a large traffic jam from the bathroom to the mic, and it just took some time, man.
I think I've heard all I need to know.
Oh no.
Let's just hope you washed your hands.
If I did
Spreading
that, I
this
wouldn't be
germ
here right
via the
now.
internet.
That's right, priorities. But hello, talking poster that I believe is Nat. It's nice to see you.
You can believe whatever you want. I'll be here for you.
That means a lot.
All right, guys, let's roll for initiative and let's see what's happening because we have
All right.
Fate's End coming into the room.
Hi.
Hello.
And
How's it
this
going, guys?
project is amazing, and
Thank you.
we had to bring her on and talk about this stuff because as soon as I saw those cute furry creatures, I wanted this campaign.
It's
Good. I like
Yeah,
hearing that.
You did your job with putting the stuff out there. As soon as I saw those the beautiful art, because the art's amazing.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen the art for this thing, it is amazing. It's beautiful. We'll show you a little bit of it in a minute. So why don't you start us off telling us how you came to this point?
Sure. Yeah. So I've been a interactive designer since 1998. And seen a lot of changes in the industry, like things changed a bit. And I've worked for a bunch of ad agencies. I've worked for EA Games. I actually met my husband at EA working on Tetris Blitz together.
Cool.
And then a couple, I have a 6-year-old. So 6 years ago, I quit my job and started working from home doing client work, and it's mostly been game industry stuff. I've worked on
awesome.
Minions, Paradise, The Sims. There was a Lord of the Rings title in there. Just a bunch of different, mostly mobile games. And then let's see, gosh, a couple years ago, one of my clients promised all this work, and then I don't know what happened, but they lost the project. So
Ooh.
I had 2 months of no work, and I was panicking, and I had started 3D printing, and I told my husband I wanted to do a campaign where I sold 3D printable files, dice towers. He thought I was crazy, but he's been really supportive, and he actually just let me do it, and I spent some money on concept art, and he didn't really have high expectations, but that campaign did quite well.
I was gonna say, because that's how I know you from the beginning. Was I saw that castle.
Yep.
It was dude, I've seen print of this 3D printing stuff before, and the quality that castle was just doesn't bring it justice. It was beautiful, and I was like, wow, this is like because I've seen 3D printing before, and I was like, it as you can tell, I was like, no, that's not. So her stuff is great quality, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. So that campaign did really well, and it saved us because this was like as COVID was starting to take over, and my husband, he was working at a company called The Void, which is location-based VR experiences. They were with Disney and a couple other big places, and they didn't know what to do because everyone was having to stay home, and he lost his job, and we were like headed into trouble. So I was really grateful that a lot of people came out to support that campaign. And then I did another one last year that did quite well. And then I thought I'd just try something a little different, and I wanted to kind of expand upon Fate's End, but make it bring it into a world. And I love Robin Hood, like Disney's Robin Hood, The Dark Crystal, Zootopia. There's so many great properties out there. Kung Fu Panda. Anyway, there's so many great properties out there that aren't really, no one is really targeting kind of a younger player or me. I tend to be more of a I really like the cute characters and stuff. I like it when you have a cute little character that is crazy and blows things up. I just love the
Who
idea.
can say no to that?
I know, right? So one of the characters is named Poppy, and Poppy is a sorcerer chipmunk, and has a bubble wand. Not, it's something they've had since they were young. They don't know what it does, but they learn through their own just experimentation that they can blow things up with it. But yeah, I just been wanting to kind of expand and make something deeper, something that was more kid friendly, in a way that not only is it friendly with the content, but it's also friendly with a simplified rule set for them, so they can learn, kind of slowly get into role playing. And the combat system and the stats and all that are really complex, but something that's really simplified that they can just get into the game and start playing it, and it feels natural, and they don't have to worry about like a lot of complexity.
Those are adorable. Like you just want to grab their cheeks. Like they're adorable.
I'm telling you, man. I saw this project, and I was like, dude.
Wow, that's a.
We just unlocked.
Adorable.
We just unlocked the Pip, the frog bard, who's a prankster. He likes to play pranks on the little hedgehog. But he's down quite a bit. But it's fun too, because I can still 3D model stuff for this world, but still build a deep world with a deep history and with a whole pantheon of God.
Oh, that's awesome! Look at that guy.
Yeah, he's fun, right?
Oh my god, yeah. It's just so cute, it's so fun.
Even has his own sense of fashion, everything.
Yeah, he does,
Exactly.
right?
Look at that.
Yeah.
I challenge one of you to wear that.
I know.
Don't challenge us. We'll wear it.
He probably has one in his closet somewhere.
Yeah, I love that design. I see it's 5e compatible.
Yep.
Your campaign.
Yeah, so this campaign is for 3 products. One is a 5e compatible book that has all of the information that you need to take your players through kind of the more in-depth, kind of typical D&D experience or 5e experience. So it has all the information you need for you can play any type of character, any type of creature. So you can play, we call them feathers, scales, furs, and fibs. And each kind of subcategory under them has familial bonuses and such that are applicable. Like, for instance, if you had a fox and a wolf, they would have a similar ancestry, so they would have similar traits or similar stats. And then the second product is the boxed RPG for beginners. So essentially, someone like a dad would take this boxed game, and they would be the GM and take their kids and their spouse or their mom or whoever through a series of experiences that start out. So the characters start out at level 0, and they slowly will gain action cards that will have their spell or their abilities. And as they play through, and they, there's combat, there's puzzles, there's experiences that they will receive their gear and stuff. It slowly kind of builds on the complexity, but it kind of is a little more RP heavy in the beginning, and then slowly kind of teaches them 5e rule sets. But we only have one D20 in the boxed game, so they roll their dice, and there's each character has kind of a scale for what's a success, what's beyond success, and what's a failure or complete failure. So it's simplified, but it's something like, my 5-year-old or 6-year-old. He's autistic, but he can read a little bit. He
Right.
might be a little young for this, but in a couple years, I think he would be great at playing this game. But for kids who can read, or an adult who can read for them, I think this is something that's simple enough that they can experience the world and experience their character without getting overwhelmed with character creation and stats and the rest of the stuff that I love in 5e. But I always tend, like, when it's my turn, I'm the one that's, like, where's my spell modifier? Where's that stuff? Like, I can't find stuff on the fly, and it stresses me out. Even now, which is really sad. But yeah.
That's just the way the game is, though. And
I
one of the
know.
reasons I like your campaign is because, besides the fact that it's a good way to get kids into it, it's actually a good way to get beginning players a chance to slowly come into the game instead of be like, oh my god. Because like you're saying, even now as a DM, there's times where there's certain aspects of the game that I'm like, freaking hey. Or even worse, as a DM, what'll end up happening is you'll pick a monster for a story, and because they're so complex in the way they're made, what you don't realize is that it might be way more powerful for your group than you think it is at that moment until you have it actually playing, and you're like, what have I done?
Balancing is tricky. For sure. Yeah. Well, and we're hoping that we're giving the GM enough to take their beginner players through, but if they wanted to add anything, if they wanted to modify something, it's flexible enough that they could. But no, I'm with you. Like, that legendary was unexpected. the legendary action.
Calvin Rootbeer is agreeing here. He goes, correct, Ralph. 5e is beginner approachable, but together tougher for DMs long hauling it.
Yeah.
Traveling Root Beer is our DM, by the way. It's very approachable for everybody new in our campaign. I very appreciate it.
And I agree. The way that it's been, because it was a whole different game before. The way it is now, 5e is actually way more approachable than the game used to be.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like a lot more people are playing now in the 5th edition rules, because it is a little more approachable than it used to be, and a lot of stuff has been modified so that when you start playing, it's not as complicated as it was when I first started playing.
Yeah. Was that 4e or 3e or?
I started with 2nd edition.
Wow, that's great.
So in 2nd edition, it was things were a little more complicated.
Yeah.
The beholder appears immediately.
Great game. The 2nd edition was one of the best editions, but it was interesting to get into, and it was a large learning curve.
Yeah.
And then 3 made it much more accessible. 3.5 made it even more accessible.
Yeah.
We don't talk about 4.
It's funny because I'm hearing people praise 4 and hate 5.
4 is Ralph's Bruno. He doesn't talk.
It's funny, like, I know what you're saying, and I know a lot of people go, well, 5 is as good as it is because of 4.
Yeah.
And I see it the other way. I see 4 was so messed up they had to make 5.
Like Windows, was it Windows Vista?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That was like that in between thing.
Yeah.
Vista was cool.
Oh, I will say it's worth mentioning that 6e is backwards compatible. So the rule sets here would still be applicable when 6e someday takes over. But that they said.
Are we actually talking about 6e?
Yeah. Are you ready for that? Right. It's been announced.
Yeah, they're already, there's buzz, there's information, there's stuff, and I'm like, dude, we just started working with 5.
I know.
Can we have some time here?
No. Yes, you can. You can do anything you want.
Exactly. It's so funny because it's the same thing with the PlayStation 5.
I know.
They were like,
Oh,
we're going to
God.
release the PlayStation 5. And I'm like, I think you guys are ahead of schedule because everybody's still playing the 4.
Nobody has it. Like
Nobody has it. I cannot
the scalpers.
play
The
Horizon.
scalpers bought all of them, and then they're charging people more money. And then it's like every game that tries to be PlayStation 5 exclusive winds up on the
Wow.
PlayStation 4 anyway because they want to make money. Like the scalpers are not going to buy a PlayStation. Sorry,
I've
the
been
scalpers
holding
are not
up
going to buy a
on
PlayStation 5 game.
Horizon.
At least you know what number PlayStation's on. I've got Xbox, and I have no
Oh, I
idea
know.
what version I'm supposed to. It's like Xbox 03.
You're on
Yep.
10, bro. That's
Yep.
what the X means. 10.
Yeah,
If only. If only,
Oh,
man. We've been running Basic Fantasy, which is but it's like fan made rules, and I'm told it's very much like the original stuff, but it's
fun.
It's a lot simpler, and it's been really fun. And you
Yeah.
can get it for like a few dollars on Amazon.
Oh, I love that.
The rule book.
That's one of the things I like now, and and I think one of the greatest things that D&D did was open up their, so that people can come in and do stuff like this.
Yeah.
There's so many Kickstarters now, with so many campaign settings and there's so much great stuff out there now that a DM would have to have hundreds of years in order to play all the stuff.
Yeah. No, I love that they have opened this so you can explore different worlds. Oh, I will give away a secret. So there's an event that happens in the beginning of this game, and that event actually shreds space-time.
Ooh.
And that is why you find tabaxi in other realms. That's why you find rat folk and other animals, lizard folk, or let's see, what are the in Sky Raiders there's a
Did I hear lizards? Someone's actually appreciating the lizards for once.
I love
D&D's always had lizard folk.
Yeah.
But
No
as
one likes
playable,
them.
Ralph, because Dragonkin don't count.
No, as playable.
Yeah. So
Especially
anyway,
5e especially.
Yeah.
It's not in the basic 5e. It's in one of the extra
Who
packs.
said basic, man? You're so basic, Nat. Who's talking basic?
The Dragonborn are cool, but I want we have a warlock lizard coming up in our Printables.
Sweet.
I'm excited for.
That actually
Artwork's
makes sense, a
amazing.
warlock lizard.
Eat mommy.
Let's see. So the third product is 3D printables. So since my last two campaigns were really focused on 3D printables, I have dice towers. I have dice
this map
jails.
here already looks really beautiful. So
Yeah. Well, I tried to spray paint this one before coming on with you, but that's a tiny print of it. So that's
hold on, I'll put you up. Go ahead, show it off.
Oh, okay, here we go. So it's a tiny print of it, but this is an assassin's.
Great though.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is an assassin's tea kettle.
Mm-hmm.
So it can pour 3 different liquids, and it works, which is pretty cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And then it also has dice towers. I can show you one of the dice towers.
So you designed that tea kettle?
Yeah.
Dude, you're awesome.
So, thank you. So this is one of the dice towers. So this is called the Lantern of Blackness. And my backers from my previous campaigns requested that I do magnets. So you can have it on either side.
That is so great.
Yeah, there we go. And then this is a device holder tray. So gravity will
magnet,
pull it
yeah,
down, but
nice.
It's magnetic.
Magnets are the way to roll.
And then you can put your phone there, your tablet, use D&D Beyond or whatever you use for gameplay.
Oh, so you really put some thought into this.
Oh yeah.
That's good because sometimes like it's like moving forward in the game of the past.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people are using their phones now, with the D&D Beyond.
Wow.
Thank you, Travel and Revere.
Travel and Revere.
It's a good name. I like it.
Yeah, I like saying it. I see you got a little one there, Lou.
Yeah, who's that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she's refusing to go to bed.
That's okay. I've got twos. I got two of them. There's my 6-year-old and my 2-year-old, who's almost 3. And
Oh, that's awesome. Congrats.
yeah, you said.
Oh my God.
Well
So let's play your video.
Okay.
So we can like show them a little something here.
Yeah.
Here it goes.
Introducing our first fully designed RPG experience, Fate's End, Furhaven. Our experience takes place in the world of Eloria, a place of mystery and danger, where adorable characters undertake dangerous quests to protect their families and communities. The main hub of commerce and civilization is the settlement of Furhaven, a large community of hardworking furs from throughout the forests, dark mines, and sunny places. Furhaven is an exciting campaign setting for 5th edition, full of colorful characters, magical items, spells, new races, and daring adventures. Would you like to take your younglings and newbies on a simple yet intriguing adventure? In addition to the campaign book, we have created a complete boxed adventure designed specifically for beginner players. Step by step, this game unravels the complexities of 5e as your players unravel the mysteries of Furhaven. Interested in 3D printables? Well, we've got you covered there too. Unlike Fate's End previous 2 campaigns, our initial offering will contain more variety, minis, functional items, and props, and a GM screen and dice tower. Depending on how far we go with funding, we will have up to 60 printables to unlock. So spread the word and join us in Furhaven.
Hi there, I'm Kim Borey, creator of Fate's End. And in our previous campaign, you all unlocked Assistant Natalie. And I'm so glad you did, because she prevented me from having a complete mental breakdown. And she's also gone from modeling abstract blobs to nice items like this lantern and this goblin. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're so excited to bring the world of Furhaven to you. And we hope you enjoyed exploring it as much as we did creating it. Please feel free to follow us for updates, and please feel free to reach out anytime with any questions. Now it's time to sharpen your swords, strap on your armor, and ready your spells, for Furhaven awaits. Woo! That one was good. Yeah, let's do that one.
When I first heard the video, I love that part at the end. I go, that one was good. Let's use that.
Keeping it real.
It feels so authentic. I mean, I love everything about it. Super excited to see it.
Thank you.
Dude, I really believe you got something good here. You know, it's one of the reasons I wanted to showcase it so much. It's cute, it's accessible, it's something people might want to play. You know, who doesn't want to be a cute wizard or a battle tough kitten?
Right.
That Furhaven, what was that, Feather Domain or something like that?
Yeah,
Bird
so
people?
we have other kingdoms that we want to or other storylines we want to expand into, but Furhaven is where they start, and Featherwood is kind of the next expansion. Scale City, and then there's an area called the Torn Tower, and then after that's the Worlds Beyond. So we have lots of opportunity for future campaigns, essentially.
Something
That's
to
what I
keep
like,
people coming back for more.
Exactly. It's growing, it's getting better, you're moving forward. If you're coming into this, there's this possibility of things going in a great direction.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's why you guys should support this thing, because it's fantastic. You have supporters here in the room, because I just had to support. It's like I said, it really did catch my attention, and I was like, okay, we got to have her on the show. We got to talk about this stuff. We got to talk about the amazing, beautiful art, because your art is just fantastic.
Thank you. Isn't it great? I've had a number of great artists working with me. The one that most of the art you see, at least as far as the characters go, his name is Silver Fox, and his rendering style is amazing, and he adds a lot of detail. If you don't mind, I want to bring up there's a Cocker Spaniel in the section called Legendary Companions.
Sure. Hold on. I'll put this up here for everybody to see.
As you're bringing that up, it's kind of an expensive tier. He's not a cheap artist, because he's really good.
Oh, he's really good. Yeah, I don't expect him to be cheap. Yeah.
So if someone's feeling spendy, I have an opportunity for them to kind of immortalize their character. Isn't that cute?
Oh my God, that looks great.
To immortalize their favorite pet, or an animal that they love, or a character that they want to include in the book.
Well, that's a cute idea.
So this character right here is named Layla. That was my dog for 15 years of my teenage childhood life. But she had this weird, like, I think there was something not right upstairs. Like, she was really lovable, but once she got a sock, she would go guard it and just tear it to shreds. So this is her as a barbarian. But I don't know.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Isn't that great?
I love that.
She has a little pocket full of socks. He just added that on his own.
Is that a picture of your dog there?
Yeah, after she shredded some
paper. You can see that shredded thing. Woof. Woof, woof.
But she was my buddy. I loved that dog, but she was also kind of a stinker. But this artist is so great, because he just adds details beyond what I request of him, and I love him for that.
And the art is just so beautiful, because you can see the resemblance.
Yeah,
he did a great job of bringing her to life into this barbarian.
Oh yeah, can you imagine playing her?
How much is this legendary companion?
It's a lot. It's $9.50, I think. Yeah, it's a lot.
Worth every penny.
It is. It's worth every penny. I know that there's pets that we want to memorialize.
Yeah.
This would be a fantastic way to do that.
Yeah. I have a cat, and she got hit by a car last year, which was a bummer. But she was my buddy through all my single years, and I'm kind of tempted to buy one for myself for her as well.
That actually sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
It's also a good way to keep them around in a way that makes life easier, especially if you're playing the game.
Oh yeah.
Can you 3D print them too? You making a 3D file?
I currently don't have plans to make these 3D models. It might be something I have the art, I have the reference, so it could be something I can offer later, like in the next campaign, or I don't know. We'll see what the future holds, but I definitely want to keep moving this world along, and great characters like that. I mean, I already have the reference art. I might as well model it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
I like the dice. I like the dice too.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Seem nice and simple.
Yeah.
I saw some complicated dice.
Oh yeah. I hoard dice.
Look nice and clean.
Yeah, it's bad. So since I make dice towers, I started buying dice.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like a giant bucket
full
of way too many dice.
I have a
those.
huge. Well, I'm DMing, so you need more dice than
Oh
you
yeah,
have. I got this nice little bag of dice.
yeah. Your hoard.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
So over the weekend, me and Ralph were talking that how everyone always has like the set of dice that they paid way too much for and they never used.
Yep.
Do you have one of those?
I do. I do. It's this prismatic glass, gorgeous set, and I'm worried about using it because it's glass. It's totally silly, but man, it's beautiful.
It's funny because Nat's talking about that because we were at WinterCon and he saw this beautiful obsidian set of dice that came in this beautiful case and everything. And he's like, Ralph, I want to buy it, but if I buy it, I'm never going to use it. I'm like, everybody has a set of dice that you don't use.
It was like a whole table. It was like a whole table just of dice. Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I use a cheap set that it won't destroy the table, but it's rolled good for me so far.
And that's the funny thing. I have all these beautiful dice, and the one
Yeah.
I use usually is the one that I'm like, okay, if something happens to this, I won't be crying.
Exactly. The others are art pieces. Oh man, yeah.
So the character creation in the game, it sounds really simple.
Yeah, so in the boxed RPG, so
Mhm.
let's see, I will direct you, scroll above where Legendary Companions, the Cocker Spaniel is,
Okay.
and keep going. There we go. There we go. So the in the boxed RPG, you get, it starts with 5, well now 6 because we unlocked Pip the Bard, the tree frog.
Right.
So each character comes with a character card that has, like their health tracker. It has locations for their armor and for any things they like, inventory they pick up, like rope or healing potions or
Right.
action cards. So the player, they just pick out of the characters that they want to play. We're also including a blank card, so you can make up your own character.
Nice.
But it's pretty simple. You just you have your stats on the bottom, but your action cards really is where most of your abilities are going to be at.
Right.
Things like rope, everybody knows what rope does, so there's really no reason for it to have text and details about it.
Exactly.
Maybe just like how long it is.
Mhm.
So the action cards are things like, this is Harper. Harper's a ranger, and Harper has the ability to summon thorns that will not prone, but will pin down their enemy. So that card they can
Triangle grasp, yeah.
Yeah, they could put their card down and they will roll for it. And there's a scale on the left-hand side of this card
Mhm.
that if they rolled above it, they would get an extra little bonus. But if they rolled too low, it would be a fail, or it'd be like a major fail. So we try to keep it pretty simple so they can just sit down. The GM starts the story, and then there's like, they indicate places where the characters can start kind of RPing, what does this character do in this situation kind of
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
It's funny because I can see the layout here has this very video game feel to it,
Yeah.
and it makes it so much easier to
Yeah.
understand.
Well, I mean, my UI experience has really come in handy when designing these cards, for sure. Yeah.
Now, the follow-up to that would be, this is just too beautiful not to make into a video game.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
would there be a direction you guys might want to go into?
I absolutely want to make a game out of this someday. I have no idea how to finance that. My husband is a game designer / game developer.
Right.
And I do modeling. I do, pretty much the visual side of game,
Right.
Of the game development world. And I would love that, but I don't know I don't know how we would finance it, but you know, that's something I want to build towards for sure.
Yeah, because this thing looks like it would just fit right into being a video game. You know, it has that feeling to it, that epic feeling to a nice epic fantasy RPG video game.
And the story is so deep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those characters are adorable. It's just
Yeah.
Great.
to give Mickey Mouse a run for his money. I mean,
Definitely.
yeah, just
I know you were saying that in the green room that you wanted to like do something in par with the Pixar cartoons, with the Disney cartoons, and I think you surpassed that
Oh,
with this
oh
art.
God,
Yeah,
thank you.
you know, because
Yeah.
this is way cuter than
God, hate you.
Yeah, I love them. I love Kung Fu Panda.
Mhm.
And I can't recall if I talked about this before we started the video, but Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood was
Yeah.
one of my favorite
Wow.
movies as a kid.
Great movie.
And I really wanted that feel. There's still danger. There's still scary things. Like we have necromancers, we have undead, we have some spooky elements. But I wanted cute characters that
Yeah.
can grow into something more than that what they were.
I mean, I love classic Disney, like Jungle
Yeah.
Book and Jungle Book Down is great. Not that everything, there's some good ones after it, but that to me is like the awesome.
And speaking of the art and the beautiful character design, like we were talking in the green room, you really need to like a comic book or something like that, because this needs to be out there.
I would love it. Like just think of a story like that. One of the characters is named Sage, and Sage is a skunk.
Mhm.
Sage
That makes
also
sense.
has a sneaky skunk. Like I love it. But Sage has an ability called gaseous vapor. But I would love to see a story of kind of an oops and what happens, and just I would love to explore stories of each of these characters for sure. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You can tell we're fans, because I'm like thinking of other ways to enjoy your product.
I'm open to suggestions. You know, we're trying to get more backers, and we've got a week left. So I've been asking my backers for ideas on stretch goals or add-ons, and I'm open to suggestions.
Any good ideas come up from all that yet so far? Because it looks like you've actually thought this project thought the whole project out pretty well, and I like what you're throwing in there to get the incentive going.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of requests for kind of the dice tower I showed you. The magnets were actually a request by a backer. So I spent a couple of days to design that in and print test it and stuff. There's definitely people asking for their own GM screen that isn't a 3D printed screen. So in the 3D printable section, in my last campaign, I actually did 3D printable dice tower or GM screens. GM screens. And people loved them. They thought they were really cool. They have a dice tower on both ends. One rolls into the GM, one rolls out to the players. But yeah, there you can see the Featherwood GM screen as an example.
Wow.
So really intricate. This is one of the places in Featherwood. This is where the wealthy leaders, it's like almost their parliament of feathers, and it's high on the treetop of the kind of the central tree of Featherwood. But there's other requests for things like a printed GM screen. The trick is everything I print has to be done at 1,000 units. So if I get 3 people asking for it, I probably can't do it yet.
Makes sense though, because these things are so intricate. They're so beautifully made. Look at this.
Yeah. Are these resin printed?
So what you're seeing here are just the STL files. I do have a network of merchants from my other 2 campaigns, and also that have backed this campaign, and they'll print the towers or the GM screens or the dice vaults, and they'll sell them on Etsy or their own websites. And some will print in filament and some will print in resin.
Okay.
But resin's a little more expensive, but man, it's beautiful in person.
Definitely.
Okay. So once they've backed it, it's up to them to to do it however they see fit.
Yeah.
These are some great unlocks, though. These stretch goals alone are already like, dude, come on, let's get it to at least 90K and get the beautiful tree.
Yeah, we're in that middle section where it's just, it's a little slow and,
Yeah, we know how it is.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get to the last day, and all of a sudden, you get a huge bump, and you're like, "Where the hell are you people?
Where are they?" It's like the sneaky rogue popping out of the bushes at last minute.
Exactly. Oh my God! So, have you guys released all? Oh my God! Look at this character over here.
Isn't that
Oh,
great? That's
Wow.
Owlicious.
cute.
Owlicious is from the Worlds Beyond, and he is an artificer, and he has a mechanical bicycle balloon that he used to. So, Aloria, the world that this plate takes place in, 300 years ago, two moons collided in the sky and completely decimated areas of the planet.
Wow.
And raised the oceans, and the oceans have been in turmoil since then.
Right.
So it's really difficult to traverse the seas beyond between land masses. So Owlicious, he comes from kind of a city that looks kind of like a steampunk London, and he wanted to go and connect with other lands. So he has this little bicycle powered balloon that he travels to our mainland, where our main characters are from. But he's kind of a later unlock. But yeah, he's quite dapper. I like him.
Yeah, he's great. I love that whole steampunk look to him.
Yeah.
It's a great design. Great design.
Yeah.
You had me at Owlicious.
Was that a great name?
Oh my God, that is fantastic.
Well,
That's my next question was, have you like released all the characters that you have so
no,
far?
we have so many to unlock.
Oh.
So with the four main storylines of, four core, how do I word this? The four storylines, how we're dividing up Furhaven,
Right.
is the last story in kind of this arcing story is the Torn Tower, and that's Owlicious and a couple other characters come and try to help in kind of the big crisis that's happening in our area.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a really well thought out world. You actually, did you get the idea first about the setting, or did you like how did this come to be? Because as a writer, I'm always interested in how the writing happened.
So it's something I've been working on for over a year. And I'm an artist, so I have a really talented writer who wrote the book, and it's almost done. He's just working on kind of the last little bits. But I would go for long walks with my husband, pushing the kids around in their stroller and just talking out this world that I had in my mind. And it's something that, while I'm modeling Dice Towers for the other campaigns, it's something I've been thinking about like a crazy person for a long time, and just planning out this story arc or this character, or it's just been kind of like just a organic thought process, I guess, that it started with kind of I love Zootopia. I wanted to play Judy, and what would the world look like? And of course, Dungeons, Wizards of the Coast, then, while I'm planning Furhaven, come out with a little rabbit class or rabbit race.
I forgot about that. That's in that new setting. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you have like your own rabbit in the game?
So I don't have one concepted art, like a specific character.
Right.
But you can play any animal type in Furhaven. I think that's part of the Prairie Furs group.
Cool.
So they will have, you can be any class, but there's definitely they'll have a familial bonus to something, or a trait, or ability.
Well, it makes sense because certain animals are good at certain things.
Yeah.
other animals are good at other things.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when you're playing D&D. The elf is good at this, the dwarf is good at that, and that always gives you, when you're creating your character, especially as you progress in the game itself, you start to understand that if you create an elf wizard, you have all these benefits because there's magic in elves. So it just becomes a better idea to create a wizard that is an elf, just so you can take advantage of that. And I'm guessing that's what you have here with the animals themselves. Each animal will give you a certain way to create your character that will actually change them completely.
Yeah.
That's
We give the structure, and if the GM, if a player wants to twist it, like, that's what's great about this. It's a sandbox. It's open. It's something malleable, which is amazing.
Which goes into what the whole idea of what Zootopia was talking about, is that you don't have to be what they tell you have to be.
Yeah.
You can be whatever you want to be. And that means you actually took the whole Zootopia and said, see, look, I told you, I saw the movie, we're doing it right here.
Yeah, exactly. No, I loved that movie. It really
Oh, it was
spoke
a great
to me.
movie, yeah. And I like the message in it, where you people try to put you in these sandboxes. You don't have to be there.
Yeah.
Be your own person.
Yeah. And
I like
that.
I like it. Yeah. I don't like a lot of Pixar movies, and that wasn't Pixar, but a lot of CGI stuff I don't like. But that was one of the ones that I really liked. I like Zootopia.
Yeah, me too.
So it just reminded me of like DuckTales and stuff like that. We just have this animal world and all that. So yeah. So I like Zootopia. Yeah.
Yeah, DuckTales is my jam.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
I watched the wrong Zootopia.
I'm guessing Matt didn't see any of what we're talking about in Zootopia.
Oh, contrarian. I hated it. Where were the humans? I don't know.
And that's the other thing, a lot of people like to play, furry animals. So this goes down that line. It's like we're saying, like DuckTales and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's these great universes where you can, if you want to be a cat, you can be a cat. If you want to be a duck, you can be a duck.
Yeah. Imagine a duck rogue.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be the funniest thing, right?
See, now you're a duck rogue, and I'm thinking Donald Duck as a rogue, and that's just hilarious.
He's my spirit animal. I so get him. Oh, yeah, right? Why are all the pillows on the floor again?
See, Donald just lets out what we're all feeling.
Yep.
I see here, Silver Fox. This is beautiful.
Isn't it? He's so good.
He's just amazing, man.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's not even just the character design. The item design. It has that video game feel, because this reminds me of playing Zelda and games like that, where you want to get the items.
Yeah. Yeah, I like having something tangible.
Mm-hmm.
So at least in the when you back the book and just the book, we also have add-ons, so you can have the character cardboard cutouts. So if you wanted not 3D printed minis, but just a mini cardboard cutout, we have those too. But I'm a very visual person, obviously.
I can see that, yeah.
So I love kind of having something tangible, and with the 3D printing community that's been part of Fate's End from the beginning, a lot of these things will be sold on Etsy or online, and I'm hoping that provides more opportunity for really cool experiences.
You have a great campaign here.
Thank you.
I feel like people really should support this, especially because you're funded already. But I feel like I like to tell our people out there watching is that what you want to do is try to get the campaign funded twice.
Yeah.
Because that's when you start to have like leeway in as a creator, because now you got all this extra money where you can actually make the game better or make the book better. Because just funding it is nice, but you're just going to get what the initial outset. if you help them with more money, that means they're going to put more money into the game or more money into the book, and we'll all benefit from that.
Yeah. We've got so many stories and places and characters to unlock. Like I like the Torn City. Like there's so much depth that is planned throughout this world that I'm excited to share with everyone.
And we are excited for you to share it with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I love your map here. We have a friend who's a map maker, and it's always interesting to see how beautiful the maps are.
Yeah.
Especially of worlds that we are imagining that we are in.
Yeah, same. I tried to make this as real as I could, thinking through wind direction and just where water collects, where the clouds rain mostly. Like I was trying really hard to make it believable, just based on the physics of how our own world works.
That's the way to do it, and it's one of the best things. Like a lot of people think that realism needs to be something else. I think realism is making a fantastical world believable.
Yeah.
Without
even telling everyone. It's
exactly
just those visual or written hints towards something a little deeper that I love. Yeah.
Completely, because everybody always thinks it's all about hardcore realism, noir. I'm like, no, sometimes you have a fantasy world, and the reason the fantasy world is so great is because you have these aspects that make it a breathing real world.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just to take a further step of that, beyond that, there are raging elementals that you can discover as you explore this land. I'm excited for that.
The more you add, the more I'm like, all right.
Just some other little quick details. So the main characters live on a farm. They raise pillbugs, and they fish for food and insects and bugs. Insects and fish is kind of their main food sources outside of vegetables and plants. And let's see, what else can I tell you? They are orphans. They don't know what happened to their parents, but they've been raised by two sheeplings, and they seem pretty regular. But in the very first experience that you play in the book or in the boxed game, they discover that their guardians are actually incredibly powerful, like max level characters, as they try to escape some dangers, and that's kind of the you get thrown right into some pretty interesting stories.
Oh, it sounds it. I like the fact that it's a breathing world that you can play the adventure, and you have like a free adventure here for people for them to try it out.
Yeah. Yep. It's it should give you a good feel for the writing style and the visual design of the final book. It's already, the book itself's already over 250 pages, so it's going to be a while before it's printed and all that. But I wanted to provide a sample, so you could play through it as a one shot. And there's pre-made characters in there too, so you can just play those characters. Someone can run through the one shot, and the story is actually, there's hints in this story, in this free one shot, that arc all the way through till the Torn Tower storyline.
Wow, that is some nice weaving of story. As a writer, I just like how everything is so interconnected. The story sounds like an epic story with all these weaves and moves, and
yeah.
I feel like you're gonna have to put out a book of that too now.
I would love that. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Oh my God. So you have a lot here, a lot to offer, and I really do feel people should take a chance and support this, especially if you love D&D, especially if you're looking for a way to introduce people to D&D, to introduce kids to D&D. This is a perfect way to do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So what would be your last word?
My last
To
word,
leave
honestly,
with our
um,
friends out there.
I will say that I'm really grateful for this opportunity to chat with you, and thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, if anybody has any questions or ideas, they're welcome to reach out to me. You can contact me directly through Kickstarter. But I really hope to build something that inspires the next generation to play something like this. It's not heavy digital, one person focused. It's team based. It's working as a group. There's a lot of benefits to playing D&D 5e, role playing games like this, that I really feel strongly about, and I hope this inspires some families to play together.
That's another good thing there, because this would help your play with your family, and I find that D&D is such a powerful tool for good, to help people say things that they might be able to say as themselves through their characters. The therapy possibilities in D&D alone, the things we can work through in D&D alone. As a creative, as a writer, D&D has inspired my writing completely. It helped me figure out character creation in a way that the books weren't helping me do it. Because when you're creating your character, you have to really create your character.
Yeah.
I know some people don't go too far into it, or when they create the character, and I know DMs hate this. It's like, all right, so you're playing a barbarian. Okay, who is your barbarian? Well, he's a barbarian. I'm like, no, dude, who's your barbarian? You have family, why is he doing this? Why is he out there doing what he's doing? And
what's
he killed his family for glory. That's it.
Yeah.
Hercules, okay.
What's Hercules?
They get such a bad rub. Barbarians can be diverse.
That's funny because the character I'm wanting to play, because I haven't played it as a player in a long time, it is a barbarian, but it's a barbarian that's secretly really smart. So
yes, I love that.
Unexpected. And I like the dynamic of that, the idea that this is supposed to be somebody stupid, but just because they're acting a certain way doesn't mean that they don't have the brains.
Am I hearing rumors of Torkel the Tall?
So the barbarian loves poetry. He has a soul.
I love that.
They're
intelligent people I know rage.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're not defined by their.
Yeah.
And the idea for this came out a long time ago. I was watching Blazing Saddles, and Mungo says his little speech, and I'm like, wow. And that was the whole thing, because Mungo's definitely a barbarian. Yeah, he comes with this beautiful, eloquent little speech in there, and you're like, I did not see that coming.
Robin Hood Men in Tights is one of my other. I guess I have a few, but gosh, I want to play a D&D like that. That would be amazing.
Oh yeah, Mel Brooks stuff is
Oh, he's great.
We're manly men in tights.
Tights.
Is it true he's doing a History of the World Part 2?
That's the rumor. The rumor is that he's coming out of retirement.
Please get that out.
And well, there's two rumors. He's doing Spaceballs 2.
Spaceballs 2, really?
Yeah, and he's doing the History of the World Part 2.
Will Rick Moranis do it? He doesn't really do anything anymore. Rick Moranis.
I guess we'll see what happens.
Oh, those guys are getting old.
He gave up on acting. That's when they keep asking him to come back to Ghostbusters. He's like, no. It's like
I thought once I started seeing him again, I thought he was gonna go back and do Ghostbusters.
I was like, no.
That would have been a great one. Even though the movie was pretty good, it was great. It was what we were waiting to see. Follow up to the story.
Yeah, he's the only living actor that was missing. I think they got everybody else back. So
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, so if you guys haven't seen Ghostbusters, go see
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
I didn't know there was a Ghost Riders movie.
Yeah.
There is a Ghost Rider movie.
No,
Don't see
Ghost
it.
Riders, more than one.
Oh,
There are more than one Ghost Riders.
don't see the Ghost Rider movies. No.
You're gonna feel silly when he rolls up in Multiverse in a minute.
That's the rumor. The rumor is that Nicholas.
Well,
Cage
Marvel, like the MCU, those guys are good. It was like Sony and then Nicolas Cage and no.
Listen, he was in Agents of Shield.
Nicholas Cage.
On Shield, it was
multiverse.
Good. The Ghost Rider.
I hope he
should
does
be the
multiverse.
Nicolas Cage multiverse.
Well, his
all these different characters.
The unbearable weight of. I can't wait for that. Oh my god.
Like Blackheart was a regular
weight
guy.
of massive talent.
Jeez. The Ghost Rider 2, Blackheart was like a regular guy with like black clothes. Oh my gosh. Instead of being this giant demon, no, he's just this regular guy. Then at the end of the movie, you think, okay, he's gonna transform into this big demon. No, just.
Well, that was like watching Fantastic Four and Galactus
Oh
was
yeah.
a clown. but we put his image in the cloud.
Okay.
That was when they figured out how to do that CGI though for clouds. So for like a few years, just everything was a cloud.
Yeah, exactly. I think
really
it's because they all act like, oh, it's great, it's creative. I'm like, no, it's lazy. You don't want to like spend the money for what we're supposed to be looking.
I did the same thing with Green Lantern too. They're like, yeah, it's a big cloud.
Yeah, it was a cloud. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot Green Lantern on purpose. Bring it up.
Best thing that ever happened to Ryan Reynolds. Come on.
Dude, best thing.
Hey, he said
his words
in Deadpool, don't make the suit green.
Yeah. The best Green Lantern scene is when Deadpool goes and shoots him.
That was great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
With Cher playing in the background.
Did you ever watch the CGI animated series of Green Lantern? Did you watch that?
That was great.
It was everything. It was everything the movie should have been.
Should have been.
Josh Keaton plays Green Lantern.
You're talking about like the Hal Jordan and then the one guy and then they had the AI one?
Was it? No, it was Hal Jordan. You're right. It was Hal Jordan. Yes. Yeah, it was Hal Jordan.
You're talking about that CGI Green Lantern.
That show was good. They
one was okay.
Yeah, they canceled it because the backlash from the movie. Nobody wanted to buy the Green Lantern toys because of the movie.
No.
To be fair, that second season was terrible.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Was there a second season?
There was 2 seasons.
I thought it was 1 season altogether.
There was 2.
Wow.
There was before the movie and after the
movie. So as you can see, we can rapidly descend into popcorn.
Part of the show is that we geek out, all the geekery, and D&D just makes you want to geek out. And some of the best games I've played have been rehashes of things that we've seen.
Yeah.
What we haven't seen is something as cool as Fate's End Furhaven.
Oh my god! Yeah. Dude, I just want to see what else you guys come up with, the other animals that you guys are going to create, because I'm now dying to see what you guys would do for a rabbit.
A rabbit would be fun.
Rabbit folk.
More reptiles?
Okay. What class would the rabbit be?
Ooh, good question.
Going thief would be very generic.
Yeah, that's the first thing that pops into your head is rabbit is a thief.
Hey, go with a paladin.
Paladin, that'd be cool.
Paladin rabbit, dude. That's actually.
Oh man,
brilliant.
I would love to see that. Yeah.
I mean, part of me wants to say monk, but the thing is, monk in D&D is like always fast and hits a lot.
Yeah.
So I think paladin rabbit would be better.
Actually, that's a great idea. Paladin rabbit, yeah.
Our monk is a red panda.
Aw.
And he's fat. And he's eating bao. He's pretty cute. I can't wait to show him.
Nice.
So you still have characters you haven't even shown up yet.
Yeah, I have all of the main classes concepts.
So every main class has a. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, yeah, show me.
I can send you a screenshot.
I would love
Is
that.
there a fish?
There's
Do we
no
do we have
fish.
a fish?
No, there's no fish.
Oh,
Well, the
Dude,
fish is the food. The fish is the food. Because,
And
There are
maybe
no
maybe it's they're declaring war because they've been hunted by the.
I
there
mean,
are
Cheaper, we got a story
I
going.
you don't want a chicken person eating chicken, so they gotta eat. They gotta
we
eat.
have we have something similar to a kraken.
Oh, cool.
Octopus type creature. Yeah. There's definitely intelligent sea or water
Under the
creatures.
sea?
Under the sea.
Under
Yep.
the sea. Dude,
Stop
it's so
eating
funny.
us. No.
You guys said fish, and I started thinking
Everything's
about
better.
Chicken Little. You know, that fish was so cute in there with the bubble mask and everything.
That was a cute. That was a cute movie too. The Zach Braff one. That was a cute movie.
Oh yeah. I feel like it's underrated.
Yeah.
don't say that. Shen's gonna pop in here and then start complaining that it was a terrible movie.
Really, Jesus.
I'm surprised Shen didn't like it.
Really?
She made fun of me for remembering it.
Oh, that's what usually happens when I remember Treasure Planet.
Treasure
They go,
Planet
how
was
can you
good.
like that, Ralph? It's a great movie.
Treasure Planet was great.
That's a good movie.
That's not what I usually hear. Usually they go, they're like, Ralph, how can you like that stuff? I'm
No,
like,
that was a
"No,
good
man."
movie. Yeah.
That was pure D&D to me. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. I wish Disney made more like that, but I think it bombed. So back to what we were doing
Of course
before.
it bombed. It went straight to DVD.
No, it's in theaters.
No,
It was in theaters. I saw it in the theater.
It was in theaters. Treasure Planet was in theaters. Yeah.
I
it
saw
was a
Treasure
straight to
Planet.
DVD first.
It bombed. No, it bombed, man. Then it went straight to DVD. Like, when the movie bombs, they go to DVD really quick. Like,
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they did the
Yeah.
same thing that they were doing now, where like everything went straight into like the home market, and then maybe there's a theater release. That's what they did with Treasure Planet, and that's the same thing they did with Atlantis.
Actually, no. Both Treasure Planet and Atlantis released. Because I actually
Yeah,
saw both of them in the theater before they
Yeah.
even became anything.
yeah, I'm a Ralph. Yeah.
And I
They
remember
came to
that
DVD
because
really fast,
they made
really
a
quick,
big
though,
deal about the release of Atlantis and Treasure Planet. It just didn't do well.
Treasure Planet, the one with the big like 3D CG ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember about that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But what I remember the most about Treasure Planet is the sky surfing.
Oh, I think I recall that. Fun.
All right, guys, we've geeked out a little bit here, and it's almost time to shut down the show. You guys have seen this amazing product. It's a Furhaven. It's just a blast. I can't wait to get my hands on it so that I can have some fun creating some great adventures and letting the people play through it, or just playing through it myself. You guys should support this. It is amazing. I saw it. I wanted to bring it over here. And I want you to keep up the good work. I want you to, I want to see video games, comic books. I want to see more.
Me too. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
And you're more than welcome to come geek out with us anytime you want.
I am full of nerd topics. So
Exactly. I see you kept straight up with us. So sometimes people get lost, and I have to be like, okay, guys, let's relax a little.
Ralph always finds a clever way to do it, though. He always finds a clever way to do it. He'll be like, "Oh, speaking of something else."
I don't know what you're talking about. So, guys, what's your final word here? Anyone jump in first? You're gonna make me pick one of you, aren't you? All right, Shadow, go for it.
As always, try to be kind to each other and to yourself, and play more role-playing games. Because if you've got to stab something, it should be in a fantasy realm.
Actually, is a great idea. Now I feel like playing a certain video game where I just shoot the guns off. Tony.
Hey, let's see what's going on. Okay, so I covered WinterCon on the page in Apple. I took pictures. We had 70 views. That's amazing to me. Did a write-up, got 20 views, but that's okay because people like to look at pictures. That's okay. So that's okay.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Grown men
I
social
should-
media. Yes.
yeah, pictures. So I should have another type up next week. Yeah, next week. There's been a lot of books lately. Only got one book today, so
Yeah,
probably next week.
I see we're like in a lull right now. The TV shows are about to start. A lot of the books aren't really out. I think if we were talking about anything, it'll probably be the fact that they released a trailer for Miss Marvel, and it looks
right.
interesting.
Yeah, Miss Marvel, and just showing a lot of Moon Knight stuff.
Yeah, Moon Knight looks amazing. I can't wait to but I'm a Moon Knight fan, so let's see what happens.
I have no opinion until I watch it. I'll leave it at that. So I hope it's good. Hey,
There's also Sonic 2. And did you see
Sonic
the cover
2?
of it?
Yo, Sonic 2 looks great. Yeah.
Yeah, they redid the cover of the original Sonic 2 for the promotion.
Yep. It looks just like the original.
Yeah, it's so fun.
great.
I appreciated that. I was like, because I saw the poster first before I was like sitting there going, something's up here.
Yeah, I'm not even
My
gonna lie, I'm
husband's a
super
retro
excited for that.
game collector, and he was so excited about that.
I was amazed that they actually did it they actually just did it, and I was like, wow, somebody was like sitting there going, I'm a nerd.
And if anybody, just to promo our own stuff, sees our review of the original Sonic movie,
we'll know that
will
somebody who
probably
hates
be
movies,
linked somewhere in the channel description.
we know somebody who
Nathan, where
hates
can we
movies
find
actually liked that movie, which was such a big surprise.
They actually did what I was complaining about in the review, where they made the power concentrate on the Chaos Emeralds and the rings. My biggest complaint is now fixed.
Yeah.
And you thought they weren't paying attention to you.
As you can tell, Nat's the one that doesn't like movies, and he actually liked Sonic, the first movie. All right, Nat, what is your final word?
My final word.
That's not a word. That's
really
a sigh.
cool and very highly underappreciated. So I thank you for including them inside your game. Thank you.
I agree. All right, guys, my final word is we might be back at 11:30 to do our usual shenanigans. So stay tuned and we'll let you know if we're going to be there. If not, you will see us next week on Mondays for Apple Bites at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time and on Wednesdays at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Times for the Late Right. This is the crew of the Writ, the USS Writ, and we're signing off the way we usually sign off, which is I press this button